Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We're on the test server, and as always happens on the test server, we got it in at the end. This time, we're joined by none other
Yes.
than YST. How are you doing, man?
How you doing, Mr. Nubby? I seen that one of your commenters didn't like me calling you that. They just got a bit defensive.
Oh, really?
They're yeah,
I saw a few people that are really loving it. I'm getting called Mr.
yeah.
Nubby on random videos now.
Yes, that's my aim. I'm gonna keep calling you anyway. How's it going, man?
It's good. It's good. We just recorded a collab as well, guys, on YST's channel, where I don't think I've talked about it properly on this channel yet. But
Hmm.
Deadwood Jedi, he's doing the clan boss draft. It's the second time he's done it. He did the faction games a few months ago as well. You guys might remember that. I was in that one. I'm actually
Hmm.
in the clan boss draft the first time, and competition is stiff. We have to build epic only teams for clan boss, ultra nightmare, and see who can build the best. So you can check out the draft on Deadwood's channel. There's tons of stuff on his website, so I'll link it down below. YST, you're participating. How's that going so far for you, by the way? What are the confidence levels?
I'm feeling pretty confident for this one because, like,
Ooh.
usually if you've seen like the previous events, I always tend to go for unique teams just because there's like so many eyeballs on these events, and I thought let me just come up with some quirky stuff. But this time, I've got a bit of redemption, right? That's my story for this one. That's the key phrase. So I'm coming for victory on this one. So we'll see, man. Like, I'm probably just gonna lose anyway, but I'm gonna try my best to win this. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we recorded a video on YST's channel where we talked about like the draft,
Yeah.
how it went, etc. So you can check that out. And obviously the full draft where we actually pick our champions is on Deadwood. He streamed it there. And
Yeah.
the finals, the actual runs are going to be this Friday. I think it's at 4 p.m. UTC on Deadwood
Hmm.
Jedi's channel on YouTube. So be there or be square. I'll try to remember to put it in my Discord channel when it goes live as well, so people can find it there. Uh,
Yeah, it's
uh,
gonna be exciting for the live stream to be on YouTube as well, right? It's
yeah,
usually on Twitch, so being able to see how many people turn out for this one is actually really exciting. And also having you on excites me as well. Like, obviously, we're good friends and stuff, so
yeah,
it's really cool to see what you could come up with the clan boss because we're so used to seeing you on Hydra.
I
But like, I'm
know.
like, yes, finally, Demon Lord.
I'm a little worried, but hey,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. If
Yes.
not necessarily successful, we'll find it. But anyway, right now today, let's talk about this guy in the
Hmm.
background. Let's look at Supreme Kael. I have done videos on the other three Supreme champions if you want to check them out and see what I thought of them, guys. We'll actually see Supreme Galek will show up in today's video a second time,
Ooh.
actually. I think for fun, we'll do some Hydra stuff again with Supreme Kael. Um, Supreme Kael, though, when these were first revealed, my personal favorite on first look was Galek. A lot of people
Hmm.
said their favorite when they saw it was Kael. What do you sort of think about Supreme Kael in general? Like, what are your first thoughts? We haven't done any gameplay yet.
Yeah. Well, first thoughts for me was, well, one takeaway was not needing accuracy for this champion. I think that plays a very contributing factor, especially in these end game content like the Iron Twins Fortress, right?
Hmm.
Like being able to just go through and play specific things like weakens or poisons. But away from that, being able to place increased accuracy and decrease resistance without being resisted for Iron Twins, that's a godsend because traditionally you need these high thresholds of like 500 plus, and it's just like, damn, where am I getting my sustain from? Well, somebody like this is able to come through and literally switch up your whole composition and dynamics of that. Like, think about not needing as much accuracy on a Geomancer or a Mithrala or whatever that may be. It actually starts to become very cool for that specific dungeon. But that was my initial thoughts.
Hmm.
And then away from that, I was like, all AoE abilities opens up the opportunity for stun sets and stuff of that regard for like the Doom Tower. I just think like there's a lot of doors that can be open for this champion, but hopefully in this showcase we can see if he's Void Legendary worthy and give that verdict towards the end because I've not really seen any playtesting yet,
Yeah,
personally.
absolutely. I mean, this is one thing. Like, I'm definitely curious to see how the playtesting goes. But when I'm looking at his kit, man, I know we've got like this. People love the narrative of like, oh, they're not really void legendaries for the supreme
Hmm.
champions and stuff. I hate that. That drives me mad. But like, I'm looking at this A3, and like you said, when you're looking at high resistance enemies like Iron Twins, I'll show you some stats in a second, guys. Increase accuracy and decrease resistance on the same skill together on a 3-turn cooldown. Like, that is, when is the next time we're going to see a champion who can do that? That could be forever. The two of these together can have a massive impact. I've got my trusty notepad here, so check this out, right? For Iron Twin stage 15, it's got 530 resistance, so you need 555 accuracy by default
Hmm.
to actually debuff it, which is a lot. If you put decrease resistance on, you half the resistance to 265 resistance, so you'd only need 290 accuracy, which becomes much more reasonable. If you add increase accuracy in on top of that, you actually only need 194 accuracy, which is crazy low. And then if you throw in like an accuracy aura, if you got some Great Hall accuracy, I mean, you could maybe even go in without a banner of accuracy or something and still have
Yeah.
enough, which is nuts. For Hydra, Head of Suffering has the most resistance. So on Nightmare, this is including its passive, it has 385. So you need 410 accuracy. You put decreased resistance on, it goes down to 193. You only need 218 accuracy suddenly for Nightmare Hydra. With the increased accuracy buff, that goes up to you only need 146 accuracy. Like I have 80 accuracy from a Great Hall. I'm basically there with just a necklace with an accuracy substat roll, which
Hmm.
is kind of nuts. So I definitely think for people progressing through this stuff, we'll see. I definitely think for Iron Twins, he could be massive if you pull him early game. Could help you push way further in Iron Twins, build your champs defensively, get there with worse gear, worse champions, and still be able to do stage 15. And
Hmm.
then, I mean, I'm looking at that hypothetical Ultra Nightmare. And imagine going into Ultra Nightmare Hydra and you need to build champions with like high resist, really high speed. Imagine Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare Hydra having 530 resist if that ever comes and needing 555 accuracy on everybody. Suddenly these increased accuracy, these decreased resistance champs could be
Yeah.
pretty powerful. Could be pretty
No,
powerful.
100%. I agree. Like, I'm sure you're familiar with Nari the Lucky. Is somebody that I always speak
Yes.
highly of.
Hmm.
He's one of the only champions in the game that can place decreased accuracy with decreased resistance. But guys, if you think about champions like this caliber,
Hmm.
this requires accuracy of his own, right? And for somebody like Dark Hill to swoop in and place the increased accuracy, which you don't have to worry about affinities on heads, and also he's void anyway, so that doesn't matter. But
Mm-hmm.
then also the decreased resistance that cannot be resisted, it starts to become on a free turn cooldown very effective for end game niche scenarios. I would say I wouldn't say that it's needed for everywhere in the game, but if there is specific places where your account doesn't allow you to reach those accuracy thresholds, whether that be the Eternal Dragon or like we said the Iron Twins, like let's just say you don't have the Geomancer strategy, which is the best way to go for Iron Twins, and that's the only way currently to bypass the boss's passive. This is going to allow you to mitigate those Iron Brand debuffs that gets put on your champions. So when he does that threshold below 40%, he starts to smack you over and over again, and you just get sent into oblivion. But if you could start to, as you just shown the stats there, reach
Mm-hmm.
those thresholds that we had, you'll be able
Yeah.
to resist a big bunch of those without relying on just Mithrala getting through that, because she's already the way that her accuracy turns into resistance. And yeah, it could be an option to like start using max HP champions like Septimus or champions like this, right? And really starting to get creative with somebody like a Supreme Kael. So yeah, it'll be interesting to know what kind of teams that will come up over time.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, being a Void Legendary champion, he's gonna be very hard to attain.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of what I did here. I've thrown him into. I think there's two sort of ways to build him. I think anyway. I've
Hmm.
thrown him into maybe a more earlier game sort of build, and we'll
Yes.
see. I by the way, I gave him. I've just found the 1-star blessing in the shop, so I bought it, and hopefully it's not gonna. I'm not gonna cry when I can't afford a blessing for a champ for our clan boss draft. I used some glyphs as well. Oh my god, it's
Oh
painful.
no.
I've no glyphs left. It's terrible. But anyway, I put cruelty on him because I mean, brimstone would be nice, right, for the bosses and stuff. But you need
Mm.
accuracy now for the lower levels of brimstone, and he's not going to be built with any because none of the rest of his stuff does. So I figured
Hmm.
cruelty is probably the way to go, right? And I think he can
Hmm.
hit reasonably hard. So let me show you how I built him up over here. I put him in a provoke set.
Oh, I'm a
And
big fan because I use Coroner. Say go on.
there you go. So yeah, I figured Hydra. It's going to be great for Hydra. Every skill is an AoE, so he's going to bring us in provokes for locking down the head of Decay, who cleanses. And it also should be kind of nice for Arena, and it might be kind of nice if you're using him to progress through like Doom Tower waves or dungeons, that sort of stuff. So it's sort of a Hydra and progression focus build. I think the other option that I would really like is building him in kind of like the thick boy ninja build, where you just build him
Hmm.
with like really tanky, really fast, and like regen gear for maybe more soloing or duoing dungeons, that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
And that could be good for arena too, where you could be really fast for arena. I'll show you the stats I put him in over here. So we've got him at decent speed, 233. I think you do want him quick. 100% crit rate. And then I actually managed to get pretty high damage stats on him.
Oh wow.
5.2k attack and 230% crit damage. So we'll see what sort of damage he can put out. I feel like the damage stats are maybe a bit more optional. Like he will do good damage, but I feel like you could totally ditch those for like more speed, just using the
Hmm.
utility. Or like I said, put him in regen instead. He doesn't have savage and stuff, so
Yeah.
it's gonna limit, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to
It's
just
so
try it out.
optimal. Like when you think about like we're just looking at the accuracy stats there, I was just about to even just like normally I'd just
Yeah,
say, oh, have you got enough accuracy? And then I was like, wait a second, is
doesn't
this
matter.
can it be resisted everywhere? It's very, very unique in that sense. And also on that A2 skill, just to kind of sway off that,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
if we think about a Dark Kill, guys, okay, like the epic counterpart of the Supreme Variation, this is able to place a poisons, right? And in the same skill, increasing the duration of all enemy debuffs, which actually makes him one of the best champions for poison explosion teams out there.
Hmm.
Now, if you've already got your team set up, like with Taurus or Dark Chaos, of course, it might not be as valuable. But talk about pulling this champion maybe early to mid game. You haven't yet got your Dark Kill from the normal Doom Tower rotations, and you get the RNG from a shard. This dude is going to be astronomical for your accounts because it eliminates needing that extender role in your team.
Yeah.
So definitely opens up that opportunity there.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have a poison explosion team built for this video, but obviously
Mhm.
he's going to be great for it. With a short cooldown, you can reset it with
Yeah.
Renegade, so it's like nice. For his masteries, again, this is sort of arena, Hydra, Doom Tower stuff sort of based. So I do have him going down into War Master. I think it's just going to do so much damage to Hydra with an AoE every turn. And
Hmm.
then gone into the defense tree so that he's going to be counter-attacking a lot, basically. And then I did give him Harvest Despair for a leech whenever. Oh no, it doesn't work with Provoke. Okay, this is a complete waste then. Oh well, there's nothing really else. I guess you could go grab him Cycle of Violence,
Yeah.
I suppose. Mistakes.
It
I always
happens.
thought that
Yeah.
place would Provoke. No, but if you do have him in a stun set, which would be another alternative, wouldn't
Mhm.
work for Hydra, obviously stun, but it would still work for Doom Tower. Then Harvest is very good. Oh, that's a bummer. No leech for us. Yeah, so
Oh
let's
wow.
see him in some gameplay. Let's do it.
Oh, let's go.
So for Iron Twins, I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna work. I
Hmm.
haven't tested any of these teams. I'm very limited on time today, so we're just gonna go and grab. This is my normal Iron Twins team that I use. I do use in this team a Clawed Beast Feeder who gives us the increased accuracy. But what I
Hmm.
figure we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in Supreme Kael instead. So let's throw in Supreme Kael and see how he does. One,
Maybe you just have to delay Geomancer's burn, right, for one turn, just so because I think your other
yeah.
champion's too slow.
So
Yeah.
that's what you might, yeah. So you might want to set Geomancer to open with this. Now, here's the thing, right? My Geomancer actually has got tons of accuracy. I have him in really good gear, so he doesn't need the increased accuracy here,
Mhm.
technically. With Mithrala Aura plus this, he's good to go. But that's the thing, right? You could get away with like 200 accuracy, and then you could build your Geomancer with that good speed. Definitely in this case, I would say, yeah, you're totally right. You'd want Supreme Kael really to be faster,
Mhm.
so he could give you the increased accuracy, and then you go. But let's try it. I just want to just quickly throw it together and see does it work. I think
Yeah,
it
I think
should.
it's very important that it stayed on the free turn cooldown there as well because it keeps you in that rotation of being able to always place what you need at any given time. Granted, he's the fastest in your team. Like, look at that. Decreased resistance, guys.
Yeah.
If you're struggling with this boss or your account is not allowing you to get the speeds and the accuracy because it is very intensive. Even my account, I was having to like resort to some of my best gear to get Geomancer in 500 plus accuracy. It's tough, man. And if you don't have Mithrala Lifebane, he definitely does open that up for
Hmm.
sure.
I could definitely see
Oh,
he's kind of squishy, like he's getting beat up a little bit here. So that's something to
yeah.
watch out for.
Or maybe
But
like a Skytouch
oh
Shaman
yeah,
in
like
here
he's taken
alongside
out.
him. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so I think there's potential with the teams. I would say looking at this one, right, this is where all of that, the attack and crit damage is useless. The yeah, so for this one, I'd definitely be like, okay, for this team, this is where I'd be building him high speed and in a tankier set because he is getting hella beat up. Whereas Claude, I've built to be tanky, so
Yeah.
Claude is doing much better. Interesting as well, if you don't have a Geomancer, because he puts out so many poisons, you could bring in another defensive champion and maybe get away with it. So I think this
Mm.
run, looking at this might actually fail without Claude for this particular team, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so I'd be looking at that and saying, okay, he's too squishy for this,
Hmm.
but build him in regen, maybe, or just fast and tankier,
Yeah.
ditch the damage, and the utility he's bringing. he's going to be just fine. Oh, maybe these guys will just do it. She'll revive someone eventually as well.
Yeah, there you go. No, it definitely like if built optimally for a team and the core focus is abusing his mechanics to place his buffs beforehand, regeneration builds, tankiness. Yeah, you're not gonna have any issues with this at all. But obviously, this team's probably not as optimal for it in the setup that you've got.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I can definitely see the potential of him.
this team is totally just built for Claude, and I just stuck him in to see if it would work. And it's like,
Yeah.
kind of. Geomancer's gonna die. Hopefully, he'll reflect a little bit. Oh, he reflected a lot, actually. I think the Brimstone. I think we'll get there, barely. So, Supreme Kael in this run, not good, but I think with a different build, I think it would work. And especially with Mithrala, you combo her aura, and like the accuracy requirements are going to be actually so low, it's going to be kind of disgusting.
Supreme Kael's just lying down there having a nap.
He's having a nap. He's like, this showcase is terrible. Oh, don't die, my dudes. Don't die. She keeps reviving the wrong person. I think we're gonna lose. We're dead.
Oh no.
Godseeker. She's got 1 HP. Can she pull it together? No, she's gone. We're out. Oh. Oh. Godseeker. Oh.
Godseeker solo Iron Twins.
Oh no, and she's gone. No, she's
not. Death.
She's back. She's back.
She's back. No.
Revive Mithrala quick before you die. Godseeker.
Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. We lost.
We're dead now. We're gone.
That's upset
Almost made it. So you can fail Iron Twins in 2 minutes 58 seconds with Supreme Kael. I actually think he's very good there, but with a different build. Build. Let's do a quick Hydra run. I'm actually interested for this one. What I've done is I put him into... I mixed up the team I used for Brutal. I brought in Supreme Kael again. So what we've got Nekmothar, also in a Provoke set. So this is where the Provoke set is actually important, right? 2 champs in Provoke should give us a very good chance for locking down the cleanse. We've got the increase speed, decrease speed, leech, decrease attack from Nekmo. Supreme Kael's going to extend that. We've got burns from Supreme Galek and block buffs. He's going to extend that. We've got decreased defense from Ugo and backup block buffs. Probably not needed. We could bring in any decreased defense champion, actually, I suppose, and just extend it. Ugo's nice because she heals as well, and I've got her built for it. Pythion and then Shamael to make it affinity, fear friendly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good old Shamael.
Yeah.
Every single time I see Nekmo fire upsets me. I really want that dude.
Oh, he's so good. So we get the burns. We have nothing to provoke right now, actually. But there's the decreased resistance. And again, this is brutal, so the requirements are a little bit lower than what I was saying here. But nonetheless, like, the accuracy requirements, I've not built these champions with that intentionally, but the accuracy requirements are going to be super, super, super low. So for someone who's coming in earlier in the game, this could really help you get through. Ooh, yeah, I can see here again that he is a bit squishy. I'm thinking I might change up the build. My only main concern with this provoke strategy is that because Supreme Kael is putting out 3 poisons every time he A2s, you could end up filling that debuff bar pretty quickly on the head of what's his face? The head of decay, and then you can't provoke him if his bar is full of poisons. He is vulnerable to poisons, so that's something to watch out for. But
so how effective is the poison damage? Because I've not really run poison personally in a Hydra boss team. How effective is it in like a longer fight?
I think it's pretty bad. I mean, you can see here that only this head is actually vulnerable to poison. It doesn't work on the rest of them, and then his passive's not going to work either. But it works on decay, suffering, and the fear head. So it's not too bad. The nice thing is that he is bringing the debuff extension, though, as well, which I think is actually pretty good. So he's going to be extending the burns. He's going to be extending the block debuffs, the decreased speed, the leech. He's extending that all, and he's going to make it very consistent. So yeah, I don't know if he's S tier at all for Hydra, right? Like, I wouldn't be, if I actually pulled him on my account, I wouldn't be rushing out to build him right now. But it's more like, that first time, when you actually start getting into Hydra for the first time and you don't have all these like amazing champions, having the debuff extension makes it super consistent. Basically being able to ignore all the accuracy requirements is going to make it super consistent.
Yeah, this champion will definitely open up that opportunity to go from like normal to hard or hard to brutal, because the jumps are like pretty substantial in terms of stats that you need. So one champion fulfilling that role. It is actually pretty nice. But of course, as you said, if you're in like Nightmare already and stuff, you probably won't see a crazy value because you probably already got your team set up for that.
Yeah.
But trying to get through the rankings and, extend and do all of these things where you can resist and increase accuracy, drop off a bunch of stats to up your resistance on your champs, it'll start to become a lot easier.
Hmm.
Me personally, I would still be putting him in the provoke set. Like I was saying, I use a coroner, right?
Yeah.
But I would probably like maybe look towards somebody like him over a coroner potentially. In a
Hmm.
team like this.
What we'll
But
do is we can pause, we can come back whenever the head of decay actually spawns in, and we can see how they do, like locking them down with provokes. Will the poison get in the way? So let's pause the video, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, just back quickly. Oh, he's respawned. Oh my god, it's destiny. But I was just seeing this. Of course, these decapitated heads, you do get poison debuffs on them, but it doesn't do much, especially because we don't have poison explosion. But hey, look, there's a provoke has gone in already. So I'm definitely curious to see how successful we let this run for a couple of minutes here. How successful this team is going to be with the double provokes against this head.
mhm.
Hopefully we get around to that decreased speed soon. There you go, a bunch of
Ooh.
poisons out as well, and we're really not worried about this stuff. So yeah, like, could you bring in poison explosion? Still don't think it's worth it, but an interesting thing. Oh, we've got no provoke. We could have the cleanse. Oh, we've missed it on Supreme Kael as
Oh.
well. Ah, it's all going wrong. All going wrong. Well, Nekmothar could be so quick. We might get in. We might cut in before. Oh yeah, he's gone again.
Oh.
No provoke this time. And Supreme Kael's not going to be fast enough, I don't think. No. So we do get a cleanse. So, I mean,
It
this is the thing with
happens.
Hydra. It happens, right? It
Yeah.
happens. There's the provoke this time. Actually, could be kind of awkward because he's going to get... This could be funny because he's going to get devoured, so the provoke's going to fall off. So we're going to get another cleanse. But I think it's good. I think the fear head is going to eat us, and then we're going to get a cleanse after that, so we should be totally fine. But yeah,
Oh.
this is the thing about provoke set in Hydra, because it's such a low chance, is that sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's absolutely terrible. And actually, these poison debuffs right now is actually going to add up to a decent chunk of damage. I'm curious. Oh, it's actually going to be this head. Nope, never mind. Who knows? None of them want to eat him. We're at 0 turns of the Devour debuff.
The provoke
Oh,
set's doing
Hydra.
not too bad though. You've only like missed it once, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, you could have a bad run where it doesn't land, but on the
Yeah.
whole, I think with two sets like this, it's going to be pretty consistent. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what his damage is going to be at the end. We don't have increased attack, obviously. My inclination still from watching this run would be it's going to be easier to ditch the damage on them and just build them tanky and faster.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd definitely be going that way personally. If I was to ever pull him and use him, I'd be going like a more tanky approach.
yeah, we might
Personally,
rebuild
yeah.
them at the end. So and see what we think of that. And we're absolutely running laps around these guys at this point. When you get when Necmo, they're killing off this head. That's fine. If the provoke falls off and we get the shield on head of Torment, we're actually delighted. You get so much speed from Shemael Necmo. All right, provoke's gonna fall off, and this is sort of the moment of truth where I'm worried that he might actually fill it up with poisons.
Yeah, that is the issue, right? Like so much poisons are just filling up the debuff bar, so
Yeah,
you don't have the.
there he goes. Oh, and
Yeah, now it's full. Yeah,
yeah.
that is an issue.
So then you're definitely going to get a cleanse off. So that's a problem
Yeah,
for sure. But we'll just leave them go. So yeah,
he's been eaten.
Yeah, and it's not like we've got that many debuffs. Like he's brought in the decreased resistance. He's brought in 4 poisons, and then we've got like sort of the 4 essential. Like there's not much you can do about that. It's going to be a problem. Basically, the provoke is going to fail sometimes just because of that.
Yeah. A form of detonation would be fun to see in a team one day, though. Just like
Yeah.
loads of poisons and then boom, Elenaru. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I think I did a little bit of it before. I don't know if I ever did a video on it. Yeah, cool. All right, let's pause it again. You guys get how it works. Basically, we're going to get a full cleanse here. The thing where that could be really awkward is if you get the full cleanse and then you come into something like a poison cloud or something like that. That's where your run would be sort of reset. Let's let it run out and we'll sort of get a vibe for how this works. Or maybe we'll stop it at 30 million or something. So
Yeah.
we'll be right back once again. All right, we're jumping back in. We did hit the 30 million. It actually we were watching it and we were laughing. We didn't put the recording on, but it got so sketchy there for a while, guys. We had like unbelievable bad luck. Somehow, with 2 block buff champions, we managed, I think, a double resist, double 3% chance on this head. He got increased attack on, and then he just started absolutely beating us up. It was absolutely brutal. So the team got pummeled into the ground. We actually don't have any shields on this team. Nekmothar didn't manage to land decrease attack because of affinity, and yeah, we got stomped. We got absolutely smashed.
Yeah, Nub was actually holding it together. He was just laid back. He's like, "Oh, this is all right, easy." And the only person alive was Python. I was like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
I was there clinching my hands on my chair, like, "Come on, man, you're alive."
Yeah, twice everyone else died and Python revived them all. But wait, we got through. So this
Yeah.
team definitely had some issues because, of course, with Supreme Galek, right? He triggers this head of wrath just like constantly. It's just boom, 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 boom because he's exploding so many burns. So head of wrath is just going uber mode every single time. So if he gets increased attack or if he doesn't have decreased attack and you've got Supreme Galek, like you're in for a world of pain. But anyway, look, we've got that's a 1 key on brutal. I was gonna say no problem. Actually, that's kind of
Oh,
impressive.
that I did not expect him to be on the same damage numbers of Supreme Gallic in a sense.
Yeah,
With like the burn detonations and placing the burns. That's a lot of damage, man.
that is a
That is
lot of damage.
yeah.
That's more
That
than I
surprised me.
thought. Yeah, Nekmothar obviously with the brimstone and the boosting and the AOE War Master does a lot. That adds up. And like, here's the thing. Like we were talking about it. I think he's still gonna do. He's not gonna do that much if you don't build him for damage. If you
Hmm.
gave him increased attack, he might even beat Galek, which is nuts. That's really interesting. That's actually really interesting. I didn't expect so much. But I think you built.
Yeah.
I still think you build him tanky, and just with War Master and the poisons, I guess, actually added up. Okay, okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
I'm
just
actually
that
a bit
I'd say
shocked.
the one issue that we did kind of see though, like it's not all roses, I guess, is
Hmm,
filling up the debuff bar can be detrimental, especially if you're
yeah.
granting on or relying on a provoke set or a taunting or whatever to land on that head, and the poisons are ramped up, and it can get really rough, and then all of the buffs get cleansed and things like that. So
Yes.
it can get dicey, man. But overall, yeah, he impressed me in terms of damage.
Yeah,
That was
definitely. That
impressive.
was a
Yeah.
surprise. But yeah, like you said, because the Head of Decay is vulnerable to poisons, it makes a provoke set a bit dodgy. A very
Mhm.
good combo would definitely be Kantra, who's coming in and has a chance to provoke when enemies are under debuffs. So she'd be really good with him. And also because she puts out lots of debuffs, but they're not consistent. That extension that Dark Kael, Supreme Kael brings, extending these would also be pretty nifty. So they'd be a good combo together as well.
I
And then,
still don't have a Kantra, you know.
well, neither do
Oh, you don't as
I.
well.
I don't either.
She's so good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are some combos you could run there. Yeah, okay. So I think for Hydra he has some potential. Obviously with that Hydra team, what you definitely want to do, this team is not ideal. I'll show you the setup and stuff, right? But like my champions are built with accuracy and stuff. And with
Hmm.
Kael, again to remind you guys, for Nightmare Hydra, I would probably still build because there's no reason not to 200 accuracy, so you can actually use them without Kael as well, and just why not? And then so long as either decrease resistance or increase accuracy is up, 200, you're good. Let's say 220. Build 220 accuracy on everyone, and you're good for even Nightmare Hydra. I'd build more accuracy on anyone with Relentless just to be safe. We had
Yeah.
Nekmothar. He's in Provoke set. Supreme Galek is in Relentless, so he would need this. And again, I'd be ditching his damage and building him tankier. Supreme Kael would probably rebuild. I'd probably be ditching the damage, building him tankier. He's very, very squishy. He survived okay, but Ugo is in Relentless. Python is in Stone Skin. And then Shemael is, I think, in Random Gear. He does have good
It looks
resistance.
random.
Yeah, so he has a blood
Yeah.
shield and he has resistance, so he does
Yeah.
mischief tank a decent amount with the blood shield.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting team. You could definitely do something like you could bring in a different blocked buff champion for sure. You could bring in like Sissia would be really good as well, as you know, decreased defense, weaken, HP burn, and then you're extending that burn. That could be cool. Kantra be great as well.
Hmm.
So I think there's definitely options there. And looking towards the future of Hydra, like I said, if Ultra Nightmare Hydra comes in with like stats like this, okay. Let's do some arena because the video is already long. Let's hit some arena fights, right? Let's go. So, yeah, sure. Let's hit this team. What I've done, very simple. I've got 3 variations of the exact same team.
Oh, Nishak.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we've got, right? Arbiter. Increase attack, speed boost. We've got another speed boost from Alessandra. Supreme Kael then comes in, increase accuracy, decrease resistance, maybe provoke them. And then a bomb champion. We've got Gaius as option 1. We've got Nishak as our red affinity option. And then we have Lord Shazar as spirit. Now he's got low speed, so I'm not sure if it's going to work. Against this team, I think we want the Lord Shazar, right? And we can deal with this roto +4 roto.
Ooh,
So boy,
look at that 6-star ascent blessing on
right.
Rojazar.
And it's useless because I have him with the poison blessing, so there's literally nothing good. There we go. Decreased resistance out. We actually got a provoke on Duchess as well. And then with the increased resist, with the increased accuracy, they all got the debuff. So we got bombs out galore. Cool. He's gone in again. Poisons. Ooh, nice damage. He's provoked her again. That's actually pretty good. I haven't seen that too much before. We've got whatever this set is. We could give him the more damage from poisons. That could be kind of fun. I think she's going to get the res. Oh, no. She is definitely going to get the res off. Foil. Unless Shazar comes in clutch.
Come on. With poison ticks.
Oh, no. If only we put him with Soul Reap instead.
That was close.
Oh, but look at that. The damage from Supreme Kael. Oh, no. +4 Rotos. Oh, no. Don't kill us all. Please. Have mercy. We want Supreme Kael to get back around to a turn.
Uh-oh.
So he can kill this other reviver. Supreme Kael. He's gone in again. Oh, there
poisons.
we go. The poisons.
Oh. This is tough.
this is great fun. Actually, so his damage build here is actually working really well. The damage provoke build. This has definitely been the area where it's been most successful. But yeah, the immunity set on Ultimate Death Knight messed us up. I was really expecting Stone Skin. Yeah. There we go. Oh, we've got the win in the bag now. He's got all these debuffs on. Shazar is going to finish him off. Beautiful. Cool, cool. Hey, Supreme Kael actually did the most damage. 308k. Wow. Shazar sleeping. He's got the poison blessing, by the way, guys, because it gives you know what? Let's put poison blessing on Supreme Kael for YOLO. Let's do it. Look, the reason for Shazar is because of the stats. It gives him attack and accuracy. 500 attack, 50 accuracy. So that's why. But yeah, the 5 and 6 star do almost nothing useful, right? More poison damage and 10 speed. It's like, all right, cool. let's do it. Poison blessing. Let's go. Lethal dose. 25% more damage from poisons. Unlimited damage.
Well, that could have killed that Duchess.
Yeah, right.
Could have.
All right, that team is going to be faster. Right, let's try these guys with the bombs. Let's go.
Jing one.
Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm a bit worried we might just die. I don't think my Gaius is in Stone Skin. Yeah, he's not. Oh, no, we've got Stone Skin on this guy. Will we be in trouble? Yes, because I don't have a buff strip, so we can't actually get...
There we go.
But he's going to kill us all. He's got 2 turns of Stone Skin, and we're super squishy.
Oh, we decreased the duration because of the... Oh.
We did, yeah, but we're dead. Yeah, Stone Skin with block debuffs as well. That's actually a problem. Without a buff, we need to bring in a buff strip. I need to switch up the team for that to work. So we could ditch Lysandra and we could bring in a buff stripper instead. I'm not going to bother. We'll just fight a different team. YST, he's coming in. Oh, look at this. No. This is definitely a Nishak team. Here we go.
Oh, no. This is bullying.
Nishak, do your thing.
I put up this. I don't even know if anyone's geared on this one. I just thought everyone could just have fun with it.
Oh, he's killed them all. Yeah, they're missing gear, my dudes. Again, the problem with this team clearly is it's not a problem you would have as much with like Lady Kimmy, who gives you a chance to strip off that immunity set, but the immunity set's really messing these teams up. Maybe you should bring in a buff strip instead of this. Anyway, here's another super tanky team.
It's really cool seeing that approach with the bombs, though. Like being able to make sure that they definitely place and you don't get resisted is impactful, I think.
Yeah, indeed. All right, let's do the Gaius one again, because Gaius is actually quite quick. Let's bring in a Romantu. Now, here is where that faster Supreme Kael would be better. Oh, never mind. Romantu has absolutely no gear on. I've stripped him of everything. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's throw some gear on Romantu real quick. Romantu, he doesn't need much. Okay, no, he needs a lot of gear.
He needs everything.
He needs everything. Well, we'll do it fast. Let's just go with... Let's get him some...
He's going to go HP plus 15% on everything.
Yep. All right.
Lifesteal.
All right, let's pause. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we've thrown some gear onto Romantu, so he's got 600 accuracy. He's got good speed. So yeah, in this situation, definitely like having Supreme Kael go first might be better because we'd have the increased accuracy Romantu. And like this speed tune is it's all over the place. But hey, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Sheep as well. One thing we haven't mentioned, obviously polymorph is really gonna mess everything up here for us. We didn't get shipped, which is good. He didn't get sheeped either.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
The bombs go out. Oh, and then Supreme Kael, he's gone and he's woken up Duchess, which we definitely don't want. Sheep, we've got one sheep. Oh, Supreme Kael is now a sheep.
Give your sheep impression then.
You got it. What's your Supreme? Do your Kael impression.
Kael impression?
Yeah.
What does Kael do?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. I only know about sheep.
We'll go to the farm after this.
But, I mean, it kind of works, right? I mean, if you land, I mean, honestly, increase accuracy alone, they're not going to be resisting. Decrease resistance as well, they're definitely not going to be resisting. Hey, I mean, we just beat a +4 Necret, +4 Rotos. That's not bad. That's not bad. We'll take that. Do one more for fun. Oh, this has got to be another Nishak one. They don't look like they'd have block debuff, so let's go in. Let's just go into the speed team at Nishak. End with the Nishak. Let's go. So yeah, I don't know. I think for Arena, it's a little questionable. You could definitely see that we're struggling with some of that stuff, but when he lands a provoke, it's pretty good. Obviously, we've got increased accuracy. They've decreased resistance. They're getting hit by all of that. I mean, this could be a thing, and he does. I love that. It's hard
when he throws those little zombies out. It looks sick.
It does look cool. I love it. His A1 even looks cool. It's like lightning. Oof. Oh, look at this. If Bommel can't survive Ursica, you're definitely not survive. Oh, never mind. She's unkillable. Live one more turn.
You're gonna get soloed by by Big God. Mama.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, Dark Kael appropriately ends the video by taking her down, or Supreme Kael. I'm sorry, Supreme Kael.
Well, guys, I guarantee he's gonna put Dark Kael in the thumbnail.
Oh no! So yeah, there we go. That was actually really interesting. There's such an interesting champion. This.
Yeah, it's a hard. I don't even know what I think about him because.
Yeah. What do you think about him? If you won't give us a Supreme Kael impression, you at least have to give us your thoughts as best you can for the end of the video to close us out.
I think he's got, if I was to put in I'd say he's got niche endgame scenarios where he becomes really cool. I think as you were speaking about earlier with the Ultra Nightmare Hydra boss, if that ever comes up, being able to manipulate all of the stats and be able to go more tanky and rely on him in a speed tune could be a good option. I think one of the highlights would be Iron Twins Fortress for me. I think he stands out a lot there. As long as he's fastest, in the right synergy, in the right stats, maybe paired with like a Skytouch Shaman, he can definitely hold value there for people progressing at least through the ranks, right? Like, those are people that I see have a lot of issue getting through those and trying to get those milestones. So that could be cool. And yeah, even the arena, like the way that he was using it there or in the Doom Tower in like a stun set, he's just like, he's great in so many areas, but just in different builds for me. It's very hard to get like that overall one build for all, in my opinion.
Yeah, so by the way, guys, if I was to rebuild him again, I'd probably do something like this Walking Tomb Drang. So like loads of HP, maybe even more speed than this, especially if you want to use him in arena and put increased accuracy before your debuffers go and stuff like that. And maybe even a ton of resistance could be good to make him super survivable. It's something to consider. I think there's flexibility. Obviously, his base stats aren't as tanky as Walking Tomb Drang, so he's not going to be that tanky, but it'd be something along those lines is what I would be thinking, similar to what you might do with a ninja as well, obviously minus the accuracy. Yeah, something like that. But there you go. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the comments on this are like, actually. What do people think of him?
Yeah, it's a really nice showcase. I liked it. It was really cool seeing him in all the different places and stuff. Yeah.
All right, well, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed YST. Thank you for joining. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, just good luck with your Clan Boss draft. I'm really excited for your team. Some really juicy picks in there. Like, loads of the champions you chose are ones that I used to get to Ultra Nightmare for the very first time. Like champions like Sepulchre Sentinel and stuff like this, and Sanash Survivors. So being able to see the OGs come back and put in some work should be exciting. And yeah, I'll catch up with you soon, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, remember, you got 2 jobs to do at the end of the video.
Ooh.
Go down, subscribe to YST. You can check out our collab over there. And also, Don't forget, go subscribe to Deadwood Jedi as well, because it's Friday at 4 p.m. UTC is when that clan boss showdown is going
Hmm.
down live. We'll both of us, yeah, we'll both see you there.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess.
Yeah, yes, definitely. We definitely will. All right.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh my God. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye
Yeah.
bye.